Hello guys, this is Zuma, and this is going to be an MP5 free-for-all MOAB on the map Resistance. And what's coming up here, this death, there is absolutely nothing I could do about it. The guy had an M16 and he hit me straight in the head. So when you die like that, it doesn't really phase you because you couldn't do nothing about it. And that guy who killed me then with the M16, it was a battle all the way through between me and him. He was using the assault kill streaks and I was using specialist. And as you'll see at the end of the game, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but it is a nail-biting ending. And I just get the payback on the guy who shot me in the head with the M16, which is always a nice feeling. And now I'm at this side of the map. I'm just pushing through to show you where I like to put my portable radar. And now we'll go into how I like to play Resistance. So we'll bring up the map, make it a blueprint, and show you the spawns. And this is the most spawns I've seen on a map so far. They're still split in like the north-south divide. And the area that I like to work is this side. Literally going from one side of the map to the other, through the bookstore, through the alleys, and that's why I like to work this side, just because there's a lot of twists and turns and it's easy to hear the enemies coming. And it has so many obstacles that you can use to put the gunfight in your favour that you'll see through this gameplay. Now, where I like to put my portable radar is here, just putting it right in the middle of this area and trying to cover as much area as possible. So that's the spawn analysis covered, and I hope what you've seen helps you get a MOAB on Resistance. And now we're going to get back into the game, and I'm going to just mention which gun and perks I'm using. So as you can see, I'm using the MP5 with dual attachments. I'm actually using the red dot sight and extended mags. Now, as you've probably seen from my other free-for-all videos, I always use a silencer, but I was using the MP5 on a couple of free-for-all games, and it just wasn't bringing them down fast enough for me. And so I decided to put a red dot sight and extended mags and just try it out. And this is the first game I actually used it with, and I got a MOAB. So, although I would say use a silencer on the smaller maps, on Resistance, the spawns, they are quite spread out, and you do need them to run in your direction. I think you've got an unsilenced weapon, as soon as they see you come up on the map, they tend to run towards you and you can pick them off. And I think that's what really helped me throughout this game. And now onto my perk setup. I'm using Sleight of Hand Pro, Assassin Pro, and Sitrep Pro. And where the Sleight of Hand is, I usually have Extreme Conditioning because I always like to start out with that. For some reason, if you look on my Specialist loadout, I've got Recon Pro as my first unlock. And I don't know why that's in. I must have quickly just created this class with a red dot extending mags. Recon Pro must have been there and I forgot to change it because usually it's Extreme Conditioning as my first one. And then where the Recon Pro is, I actually put Sleight of Hand there. So it goes Sleight of Hand Pro, Dead Silence Pro, and Hardline Pro. And that's my setup that I've mainly used all the way through this series, but I guess it's good to change it up a little bit. That's my gun and perk loadout, and now we'll talk about the game. As you can see, although I'm getting a nice steady flow of enemies working this area, the guy using the M16 on the other side of the map, he's actually pulling away from me. And he's running the 357 setup, so he's running the UAV, the Predator, and the helicopter. And he's just called in his attack helicopter, which could put his lead even further, as I hedge bang this guy. So although I'm coming up to my 11th kill in the MOAB streak, in the back of my mind thinking when I die I'm going to quickly switch to my Stinger class and then get this game won, but luckily it didn't have to come to that. But just take a look at the score at the minute. He's doubling my kills, he's got 11 more than me, and it's round about now that I step up my game, dig deep, and do my best to try and bring home the win. One thing that surprised me in this game is that no one shot his helicopter down. Whenever I've tried to use assault kill streaks in free-for-all, it feels like all the teams running Stingers, but not in this game. But from this point forward, not only do I start coming back, but I actually make some really smart plays. And I'll just go through what I was thinking at this point in time and why I made the certain decisions that I did. So I see a guy just outside the bookstore moving up the street, so I turn around, thinking I'm going to meet him at the gate, but then someone else comes from the street and I get him instead. Then I see there's some more action going on, so I get this guy, but there's another player behind him. So I duck in, reload, come back out firing, and I just pause for a second just to get my bearings and see there's a couple people down in the street, but I don't want to engage either one of them because I could get caught in the crossfire. So I just put myself in a good position, and as soon as he comes around the corner, the odds are that I'm going to win that gunfight. And that's just a quick 4 kills, just playing smart, and it's really hard to describe how to tell someone like when to engage the enemy and when to back off. It's that knowing when to rush and knowing when to slow down, and it's everything in between there. And if I just do these play-by-plays, then something you've seen might be adapted into your game. Now I've managed to pull the game back quite a bit, and these next 2 kills put me 5 behind, but the person in first place has also 6 kills from winning the game. So I'm going down to the bookstore as I know there's some spawns around here, and I just see an enemy where B domination flag is. And I'm going to have to try and get him at range, but the MP5 just doesn't have it, and there happens to be 2 of them. So I switched to my secondary and managed to put him into final stand, but I can't finish him off because I can hear someone coming through behind me. So I take cover behind the desk, switch to my MP5, reload, and take the enemy out. Then try and get the guy in final stand, but he already has someone behind him and I don't have the gun or the bullets to take him on, so I go back out of the room, get a scavenger pack, and then win this gunfight on my terms. And that kill there just put me 3 away from getting the MOAB, and all I have to do now is just keep my cool and try not to make any unnecessary mistakes. But I can see someone on the street, but I'm not taking that gunfight, no way. So I tried to go around for the elevated position, and luckily he came up, so I got an easy kill. And now the pressure is really on. He's 3 away from winning the game. I'm rushing around. I see some people on the radar, so I run into the room. I'm flashed, get the kill. And I see an enemy around the burning van. So I decide to go outside. and managed to get a hip-fire drop shot for the MOAB. Quickly call it in as fast as I can as I'm being shot at, and now I'm just hoping there's enough people in the game for the MOAB to take me over the finish line. And I see someone leave the game, but I still think it's going to be pretty close. And as the MOAB's coming in, I'm thinking, you can do it for the win. Oh shit. It screwed me. Only one kill in it, and this felt like forever. And now we're both neck and neck, and I was just listening for one footstep just to put me in the right direction, and then I could just hear someone on the other side of this fence, and if I could just get there in time, and I did, I'd have shot him in the back, and I win the game. Whew, so close. What a game this was. And this could possibly be, out of all my free-for-all MOABs, the best one. Just with a smart play all the way through, how I managed to pull it back from being 11 kills behind, and how the MOAB just didn't get me the win, but I think it just added that little bit more excitement to the game. So that's the end of the video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this episode. The final score was 30-1, and now that the MP5 has been done, that's all the submachine guns. So 6 different machine guns on 6 different maps. And what I'll do on this outro page, I'll leave a link to each one of them, as well as the AK-47 one if you want to go back and have a look if there's one that you've missed. And also, the left hand side video is my history of gaming, and it's split into 2 parts, which took me 2 weeks to complete, so go and have a look at that if you want to see how I got into Call of Duty and what I used to play when I was younger. And the video on the right is my first attempt at Chaos Mode, and they're all live comms, which makes it even better. So if you want to start at Dome, there's annotations on the video so you can go to the next maps. So if you've got the time and you're looking to watch some good YouTube videos, there's quite a lot of stuff there. And that's it, guys. Thank you for watching, and take care.